You know that person who always says, "I'm fine, I've got it." The one who never asks for help, who fixes everyone else's problems and seems to be completely fine every time? Have you ever wondered how heavy they actually feel inside their head? Today, we're talking about the invisible struggles that push people to their absolute breaking point, and why the hardest battles are the ones nobody else can see. For decades, we've treated trauma like it has to be a loud event, like a car crash or a single tragic moment with a clear before and after. But for many people carrying deep pain, the wounds are entirely invisible. Sometimes the pain starts with what didn't happen at all. Psychologists call it childhood emotional neglect. It's growing up reaching out for your loved ones or your support, but having your feelings met with total silence. When that happens, a child doesn't think the adults are wrong, they just assume their feelings don't matter for others. As an adult, this creates a profound, persistent sense of fear and isolation, a feeling of living life behind the glass, disconnected from everyone else. Or maybe they had to grow up entirely fast. They became the family peacemaker, understanding the room and managing everyone else's emotions while completely ignoring their own feelings. They learned early on their ends that their needs were unfulfilled, so they built a survival strategy. I won't need anyone. Here's where it gets dangerous. Your brain is an incredible survival machine, but when you go through prolonged chaos, it gets stuck in a state of toxic stress. Your nervous system is flooded with stress, treating every day like a crisis which it aims to end. Over time, this creates the numb survivor. This is the person who has been broken down and rebuilt so many times that they just put on a brave face, smile, and help others from the outside. But inside, it is incredibly lonely. They can sit in a room full of friends and still feel incredibly lonely because nobody sees how hard they are working just to keep everything from falling apart. They want connection desperately, but they're terrified of depending on anyone. Asking for help doesn't just feel hard, it feels like an actual threat to their identity, so they suffer quietly. They convince themselves that their struggles are a burden on the world. But if this sounds like you or someone you love, here's the most important thing you need to hear today. You don't have to keep relying on anyone. You are allowed to be exhausted. You are allowed to take the heavy armor of emotions off your body. Psychologists study something called post-traumatic growth. It proves that when you are broken down to your absolute lowest point, you don't just have to bounce back to who you were, you can rebuild yourself into someone who knows their worth. But to do that, you have to understand that your needs are not a burden and depending on people is not a weakness. The person who went through all that pain survived using the only tools they had. They did an incredible job keeping everything together. But it's safe to rest now. It's safe to let someone help you by taking a turn and carrying the weight. Just because nobody showed up for you in the past does not mean you aren't worth showing up for now. You always were and you always are. If you are carrying a weight that feels too heavy to hold for one more day, please reach out and let someone help you carry it.